Allegations are surfacing that Diddy and Jay-Z may be linked to Aaliyah's tragic death, with claims that her case is being reopened due to a new legal matter involving Jay-Z. Did Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Diddy have any involvement in Aaliyah's plane crash?
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down. Good evening, I'm Lauren Glassbergen for Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Tim Fleischer. The plane, just after taking off for Florida in perfect weather, suddenly plummeted to the ground. Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aaliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actress. Jeff Rossington's live in Times Square with more on her life. Jeff?
And Aaliyah had a huge following not only here in New York City, but nationwide. Only 22 years old, this pop sensation was a popular singer. She was an actress in some movies recently, even a Grammy nominee. Tonight, her family is in mourning. Fans asking, why her? Relatives in shock outside Aaliyah's home on the Upper West Side. The R&B star lived here at the Century, Central Park West at 63rd. She was on a small plane heading to Florida from the Bahamas, where she was shooting a music.
Diddy and Jay-Z became friends in the early 90s, rising together in the music industry. Their first official collaboration was in 1997 on Diddy's debut album, No Way Out. By 1999, both faced legal trouble. Jay-Z pled guilty to a stabbing, and Diddy was involved in a shooting that claimed a bystander's life. Just 2 years later, Aaliyah tragically died in a plane crash. Now, some are revisiting these events, questioning potential connections between them.
Tupac died, and then there was the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z, and then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown and he's taken out of the game, and it's all Jay-Z.
It's all Jay-Z.
All Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all those records together. They both, Aaliyah, they shared so much in common.
R. Kelly, now a convicted criminal, had ties to Aaliyah, while Jay-Z was rumored to have shown interest in her too. Aaliyah, a music icon, hit double platinum with her second album at just 16. Tragically, 2 months after releasing her third album, she died in a suspicious plane crash returning from the Bahamas. Reports suggest she may have been drugged before boarding, and the plane had known issues. Rumors also swirled about her being close to Jay-Z around the time of her passing.
Necessary court fees and litigations because Jay-Z wants me broken, stopped, or under his control. And it ain't gonna happen, Sean. I'm never gonna be under your control. Never. You need to learn how to control your wife and her friends and their mouths. Because you got Beyonce in the Beehive looking real fucking dumb right now. 5 million unfollowed, and that number's gonna go up with every image in one of those freak-off tapes. And God help, if anybody here, that bitch really talks about people with her, they'll start unfollowing by the tens of hundreds. Again. And they should. Because the truth is, the only reason they were following was because of the witchcraft and the spells that were being pushed out through the media. Y'all ain't fans because y'all really love them, y'all really think they're the best. You're fans because you fell for the hype. And they are hypes. I know I can sing. I've been able to do that my whole life. And they've been trying to stop me my whole career. Because see, unlike Beyonce, I'm not willing to hurt people to get famous. See, that's the part of the story that they're not telling y'all. That the more terrible you are, the more they'll protect.
Jaguar Wright, who worked with Jay-Z during this time, claims those close to Jay-Z and Beyoncé knew about allegations tying Jay-Z to Aaliyah's tragic death. Wright suggests there were fears that Aaliyah's rising stardom might overshadow others, and Jay-Z was reportedly upset over personal rejections.
Alleged that Jay-Z is involved in the trafficking with Diddy. She explains that Jay-Z is directly involved or he has aided and abetted Diddy doing this over the years. And we know Jag just took the internet by storm by explaining that Jay-Z actually did this to Rihanna when she was 16 years old and he signed her to Def Jam. And I mean, everyone has been talking about this. Where is Jay-Z now that all of this is happening to Diddy? Because before this, they were the best of friends. You would always see them together. And I mean, even 50 Cent is calling this out. And Jag has said for the longest, once all this information about Diddy comes out, Jay-Z will be next because you can't keep everything concealed like you think you can. And the cookies are crumbling all around them because now the Dream has been sued for the same exact things that Diddy has. And when you read this lawsuit, some of the things being alleged in this lawsuit against the Dream are so similar to the lawsuits with Diddy. And the Dream has worked for Jay-Z and his artists like Beyonce and Rihanna for years. The Dream actually wrote a lot of songs for Beyonce's Renaissance album, and in 2020, he actually won a Grammy for this. And Jag explained now what we need to do is get all these other victims to actually come forward and explain things that happened to them, because if not, they're going to end up going.
Reports surfaced that R. Kelly secretly married Aaliyah, sparking controversy. Dame Dash, co-founder of Rockefeller Records, recently spoke on a podcast about Jay-Z's ties to R. Kelly, expressing disapproval. Dash revealed he distanced himself from Jay-Z due to his actions involving Aaliyah and his ongoing association with R. Kelly.
Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane, to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it.
Dame Dash revealed that many in the industry were interested in Aaliyah, and her decision to be with him instead of Jay-Z caused tension. He also claimed that someone else took the plane Aaliyah was supposed to board, leaving her uneasy about the aircraft she ultimately used. Dame has spoken out about these issues for over a decade, though his concerns were largely overlooked at the time.
For me, because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately: Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
free artistry.
Right, there's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations of misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music, and that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture of him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this.
Industry insiders like 50 Cent have long questioned Jay-Z and Diddy's actions. In a recent interview about his upcoming docuseries Diddy Do It, 50 Cent shared that he always found Jay-Z's silence about Diddy suspicious. With new lawsuits and allegations emerging, 50 Cent believes his suspicions are finally being validated.
Have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded, or he's where he belongs?
Yeah, I think he's where he belongs. I mean, I know Aaliyah, so I know what he did. I can't be objective about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was definitely seemed like he needed some help.
You ever have beef with R. Kelly while you was with Aaliyah? You ever hang on to no shit or get weird?
She had asked me to leave it alone completely. So she never really wanted to tell me. It was like things I'd be like, yo, she just would just leave it alone. She just wanted it left alone. So that's the thing that people would be like when Jay was doing videos with him. I was be in the video, but I'd be like, yo, what do you want me to do? And she'd like, don't start nothing, just don't be in no shots with him. So I would never, you show me a picture of me in a picture with him and shit. And then when he did the record with Jay, that's why I was that was almost like one of the things where I was just like, he's out of here, Jay. I just let it go. Because I couldn't believe he did a project with R. Kelly, knowing that he had my girl.
On December 9th, attorney Tony Busby filed a civil lawsuit against Sean.
I didn't even know it was Aaliyah when I saw her. I was like, what did that? It just looked mad good. That that picture that everybody puts up, and it's like a house party, and we're all on the bed and all that other shit for us. But like the big pictures, that's the night that we made it happen. So that's where I left, and that's where my life changed dramatically. That day, that's when it happened. I was, like I said, me and homeboy was both getting at her. It was like one of us is gonna win, and I won.
So Jay, he was trying to get at her too.
Yeah, everybody knows that. He was going hard. It was Aaliyah. Everybody was going at Aaliyah. That's why it hurt so much when I was the one that got to get with her. But I wasn't even thinking I was gonna fall in love. But she just was too ill, too cool.
Was he feeling the type of way when you made it official with him?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that to him, bro. Obviously, you see you see what happened. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would say so. Friends.
Right. So what I do want to ask you about Aaliyah, what was the situation with Hype Williams where, he took her plane and she had to take the plane that he was using? Like, what happened with that?
No. She was in Miami, and the video was supposed to be in Miami. And I had told her, I was like, Hype does this thing where he'll act like he needs more days just so he can get paid more. And don't let him do that. And then, all of a sudden she comes back and was like, he wants to go to the Bahamas. I was like, I told you he was going to do that. And what I had heard was that, what I was told was she was supposed to be on Lenny Kravitz's jet, but he offered it to her. You could ask Lenny Kravitz, I guess. And Hype took it and had her on that plane.
Yeah, they should. I mean, she'll still be here. If she was on the plane, she was supposed to be.
I said a lot of things years ago, and they all realized themselves later. But the things that I found appalling for some reason 10 years ago, no one found them appalling when they were happening. It took for everyone to get busted for people to find it appalling. But no one ever says shit when they don't have to, because nobody really gives a. I've seen that firsthand. But once it becomes popular opinion, that's when everybody's involved. You know, that's when they pay attention. That's when Dame was right again. But wrong in the moment, overreacting in the moment, but 10 years later, I was dead right. It's, again, another behavior pattern, a human trait that I don't even judge people.
Jay-Z Carter and Sean Diddy Combs, alleging their involvement in an incident with a 13-year-old Jane Doe.
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to this project.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that long.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like, when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them. It's a long time, to be honest with you. Like, when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. I was saying things not knowing exactly what I was saying. I was going with, like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like, while the Buffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. You know, so I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on in terms.
The claimant, now a mother of 2 and on the autism spectrum.
Say about Jay-Z, the artist, the businessman. Well, the complaint begins. Defendant Sean Combs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator, Sean Carter, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Many others were present at the after-party but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs had been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. So that seems to suggest that Sean Carter, Jay-Z, was not only present or participated in this alleged, but essentially a crime, but for other instances. And that's really interesting. That's why I bring up this idea of, could he be hit with more lawsuits if you take these allegations as true? Now, the complaint goes on to say, Combs and Carter were not simply occasional collaborators in the music industry. The 2 men developed a close friendship that has been well documented from the late 1990s to the present. Together, they attended countless music industry events for each other's business ventures, parties, and after-parties. Indeed, the 2 are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person, other than Combs' mother, who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. In 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Combs and Carter attended the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City. Afterwards, Combs hosted an after-party for many of the most famous celebrities in the music and entertainment industries, including Carter, which is where the events alleged in this complaint occurred. I should also say that Busby also used this complaint to address an alleged harassment campaign that he claims Jay-Z started after Busby reached out about his involvement in the suit. The complaint reads, Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, as I mentioned before, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare plaintiff and discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by Carter.
Says the incident happened at an MTV Video Music Awards after-party in NYC. She's willing to provide evidence and assist in the investigation.
Inside the building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she wanted to see at the VMAs. Waitstaff circulated throughout the room, carrying trays of drinks, and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses, circulating the crowd. drink was a reddish-yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplar container used by Combs and or his agents/employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below, and these are the photos included in the lawsuit that show a small plastic container that the plaintiff claims contained drugs at the party. The woman, remember, who claims she was 13 at the time, says she felt woozy and went to look for a place to lay down. Soon after, Combs entered the room along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity, Celebrity B. Plaintiff immediately recognized all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he vaginally raped her, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Carter was finished, he stepped back toward the wall. Combs then stepped forward and vaginally raped plaintiff while Carter and Celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked plaintiff down and attempted to force plaintiff to perform oral sex on him. She fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped